Good morning, everyone. Happy Juneteenth. Today is June the 19th, and I'm going to do your NA meditation. This is Mighty Stream, and I'm brought to you by Hope Through Navigation, and this is our Hood Recovery Services. HOOD is an acronym, HOOD, that stands for Hope Offered on Demand. Do you know every time I say that, I smile from ear to ear? I am excited. I am excited to build content that is going to be such an amazing app eventually. I'm excited to do this for you. I believe it's important to be hopeful and not hopeless. Well, let's get into the just for today. If you want to reach me, I do want to add that piece. You can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. I have one person for sure lined up for the month of July. I would like three more individuals that would be interested in doing a pre-interview with me and then being interviewed here with me. And we will share that. I'll edit it and share it. But if you're interested in doing that, sharing your recovery with the world, please reach out to me. Let me get into the reading for today. Go right here. All right, June 19th, a sense of humor. We find that when we lose self-obsession, we are able to understand what it means to be happy, joyous, and free. Basic text, page 101. The laughter in our meetings often surprises the newcomer. As a group, we appreciate the healing that healthy laughter brings. Even if we are deeply troubled, the joy that often fills the meeting rooms allows us for a time to have some fun with our recovery. Through humor, we can be temporarily relieved of our obsession with self. Life on life's terms is often anything but funny. But if we can keep a sense of humor about us, things that might overwhelm us can be made more bearable. How often have we allowed ourselves to be upset by incidents that, taken with a bit of humor, are not all that intolerable? When we become annoyed with people and events, a search for the humor in the situation can put things in a brighter perspective. An ability to find humor in a difficult situation is a gift to develop. I like that. Just for today, I will look to find the humor in adversity. When I make mistakes, I will find a way to laugh at the humor of my imperfections. I think that's a beautiful, I really do. I feel like that's a very beautiful meditation. And I think it is important to understand that as we lose our self obsession, we are able to understand what it means to be happy, joyous, and free. That does not mean that everything that comes our way, everything that happens to us in life is going to be joyful. I can say two very close people to me, and one not so close, but a very beloved family in our community, have all lost their mothers in a very short time frame. And well, now I could say four. Um, well, there's three people that I'm very close to that lost their moms, and then this family in our community, they lost their mother. And so I would say maybe like in a 3 month, 3 or 4 month frame, I have been discussing and helping to process um, individuals dealing with the sadness that comes, the grieving that comes with losing one's mother. We're talking birth mothers, right? And so I would say that it has, generally speaking, not been an easy, quarter of a year. Has not been very easy. But I can also say that in the sadness, they have all been able to come up, move forward in with happiness, with joy, and a feeling of freedom. And that's because these individuals are serious about spiritual principles. They're serious about their relationship with God. And so I know that, it's Pollyanna sometimes to say, let's be happy no matter what. No, I'm not saying let's be happy no matter what. I'm saying that humor, just like this reading is suggesting, finding the humorous in situations, or our sense of humor in situations, can make the difficult situations a lot easier. It really can. I'm a person, I probably take people by surprise with the level of happiness and joy that I maintain. And then when they start finding out the real details about my life, then I feel like sometimes they're even more surprised. Like, you've been through all of this, or you're going through all of this, and you are able to maintain your sense of joy. And I'm telling you, there are funny things that happen in my life, and I'm glad to share them with people and make jokes about them, just because I think that it's important to understand that, you know, my relationship to God is two-way. You understand what I'm saying? It's two-way. So I might have a perception of God, but God also has a perception of me. And a lot of times, my higher powers reality reigns, even though I might be trying to do something different, right? And when I'm in the midst of trying to make something different happen, my God's higher power, or God's will, reigns. And something will happen, and all of a sudden I am in stitches, just because of the reality of how serious sometimes I can take myself, and then realizing that that's just a small piece of a beautiful day. And it makes me laugh. Um, an example of this is that I was listening to one of my favorite worship worshipers, Kurt Franklin, and it's a really fast beat, so you can dance to it. And I was in the kitchen doing a running man, and I happened to have on a slippery pair of socks, which I think is why I was able to get into my groove so nicely. And out of a sudden, my sock slipped off and my foot went from underneath me. And I landed so hard. I landed so hard on my left side. And I've taken plenty of falls this year, but I landed so hard on my left side. Oh, it was just crazy. And I started laughing. I cried out for some help to get up. And do you know what? I just, with my little nephew, we just laughed and laughed at the ridiculousness of dancing with slippery socks on a slippery kitchen floor and landing on the ground like that. Could I have been hurt? I have had several falls that I've been hurt in. But do you know something? And my nephew noticed it before I noticed it. A couple hours later, he said, "That is so strange. You've fallen so many times and you've hurt your shoulders, your hips, you've had to go to the hospital." He said, "It's so strange that you would be dancing to your favorite music, worship music, and you fall and you have absolutely no pain behind it." And it was true. I was like, wow, that is profound. And I think, the laughter right afterwards, just somehow, I was so tickled by that. I was so tickled. And I was like amazed. Until this day, as hard as I felt, I still do not have any pain in that hip or that shoulder. I was telling my husband, I think the fall knocked everything else into alignment, because the other side is not hurting nearly as bad either. And so I'm just saying to you that laughter can be good medicine in many, many ways. You can shock yourself and shock the world by being joyful and not ridiculously joyful or insanely joyful, laughing at what's not funny, right? I'm not saying that, but a sense of humor you can maintain, and you'll be surprised at the hearts that will be warmed by your ability to stay positive in a negative situation. I'm not going to keep you much longer. I do want to um, share with you that I went to ER on Friday. I was really feeling awful. We did get some direction about what the problem can be, and I am going to be looking forward to not a possible, a definite surgery here soon. But I'm going to do my best to stay connected with you through this Just for Today in a uh, meditation podcast. I'm going to do that. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. I hope that you have an awesome, beautiful Juneteenth. I hope that today will be an amazing day for you to be happy, joyous, and free. Thank you for listening.